Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. The Australian dollar overnight breaks above that 73.85 resistance and now pushes on towards the resistance I expect to cap at 74.85 to 75.20. From that region, as you can see before, which was heavily contested, supply came back and sent the bears on a path down towards that 71.40.50 area. I expect to see this pattern to be repeated and reject that 75 region and look back towards the downside with the immediate support coming in at 73.85. A break beneath there would give further exposure to the downside and see the next target of 73.30. The euro pretty much unchanged overnight, still holding within the parameters of 103.40.50 to 106.65.80. In light of the current slightly weaker US dollar overnight, could see a small impulse to the upside, but I expect to see the region from 106.15 to 106.80 as a supply zone and eventually see the move down to challenge that support, which was recently contested around that 104.55.70 area. Now a break beneath there would give further exposure and take us towards that 103.40.50 and then lower to 102.40.70 to 101.60.65. Dollar yen very whipsawed overnight after breaking beneath that 115 level, sharply finds demand from the low 114 region. Although I am actually negative on the day, we could see a move under 115, however, towards 114.20.30 should again find demand, and I expect to see a sharp return and look towards the top side with the resistance coming in now, minor at 115.70 and then up towards 116.40 to 117.20 and reassess from there. The sterling did get to its target overnight of 120.60, however, it was, as I pointed out in the report, that a rejection from there would see the prices back towards that 122 region, and this is where we are trading now. I am still bearish on the pound, and I still expect to see further weakness to the downside, with the immediate support coming in at 121.60 and lower, with the objective now to 120.25. And beneath there, the flash crash, which holds around that 118 region, with the resistance now capping in around 122.65.70. Gold stabs to the upside overnight, taking out that 1190 resistance. However, firmer resistance it holds now at 1202.04, and I expect to see this region withstand the challenge and eventually see a retreat. As you can see, the indicators again quietly to the negative bias, and could see a move back towards 1187 and lower, with the objective now at 1176. And this view holds while we maintain under 1202 to 04. Well, the bulls catch the bears off guard overnight as the market rallies back and takes the previous day's losses. In light of the current pattern, as long as we maintain underneath the resistance of 53.80, I am still bearish and I'm still looking down towards that 49.60 target and reassess from there. If we do see a break above 53.80, then this would negate the bear view and instead put an objective to $55 and reassess from there. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for my intraday report that will be followed very shortly.